good morning, good morning. Um, it is definitely early here, but it's your girl. I'm back. I know it took a while. Went back to where I previously lived and spent time with family for Thanksgiving, and then I had a lot of other stuff going on, which is no excuse. But I do apologize for not posting soon enough. It is like 5 o'clock in the morning here, so I won't keep you long, but I'm in the comfort of my own home. Yes, it's in the morning. I got me some tea drinking this morning. And again, this is not going to be the prettiest thing ever, but I didn't want to make any more excuses and wanted to decide to just go ahead and go through with it. So again, I won't be before you long, but the next thing that I wanted to talk about, I know the last one was just do it. And again, I'm right back at just do it. It was no perfect time for me to do it. I was working overtime with my job, traveling back and forth. So again, it was just like, oh my gosh, I really wanted to do something Sunday. And then Monday came and I was like, oh my gosh, I really want to do something Monday. So again, I'm back at Martha, just do it. If that means that you have to get up early in the morning, just do it. So that's what I did. This morning I wanted to talk about, I'm willing to bend. No, let me take that back. So I wrote down, I'm willing to sacrifice, bend, and skip a meal, but I won't compromise, break, nor starve for my relationship. And the reason that I wanted to talk about that is sometimes you are in relationships, and I'm not just saying husband and wife or boyfriend, girlfriend, significant other, same-sex marriages or same-sex relationships. I'm just talking about anything. Sometimes for your job, they want you to work overtime, or in a marriage, the other person or relationship, an intimate relationship with someone, they want you to be responsible for their happiness, and that's not our job. Our job is not to be responsible for your happiness. Our job is not to make sure that as long as you tell us that overtime is available, that we are going to clock in from the time that the place is open up to the time that it closes, while the owner is at home sleep or enjoying time with his family and on vacation. And so in return, we're breaking our backs and doing what we can while you're enjoying your happiness. And so I think that that's very important today, that a lot of times people expect us to be responsible for their happiness, and in the cause of that, we lose ourselves. We lose ourselves, and I don't think that that's fair. Have I been there, done that? Absolutely. I've lost myself in relationships a few times, trying to make the other person happy. All the while, I'm thinking that as long as they're happy, I'm happy, and that is so not the case. So I wanted to ask you guys, what are some of the things that you have done to lose yourself in a job, a relationship, any situation for that matter. Even with your children, as parents, we give and we give and we give, and we sacrifice so much for our children. And then when they get a certain age, we still try to sacrifice for them. We still, working, 2 and 3 jobs, or staying in a relationship, for them. And again, we often do it so many times, and so many times we don't even realize that we're doing it because we're so used to giving. And there's nothing wrong with giving, by all means. There's nothing wrong with giving. But I don't think that God required us to give up ourself in a sense where we're losing ourselves and we no longer have our self-identity. So again, that's just what I wanted to bring to you today. Sometimes you will sacrifice. I get that. I totally get that. Sometimes you will bend. Okay. Sometimes I still do this. Okay, let's just be honest. Sometimes I still do this. you know, subconsciously, because I've done it for so long, you know, in previous relationships or in previous situations, that sometimes I have to catch myself and say, I won't go back. Like, Martha, stop. You know, it's not that deep. You are not getting ready to do this. Don't do that. So, but I remember, oh my gosh, I remember this one time I was in a relationship, and so I thought that I loved this guy so much. It's weird what we would consider love. Just want to put that out there, because love wouldn't stress you out. You know what I'm saying? Like, love would not stress you out. Okay. It won't get you to the point to where if you're not with this person, you losing sleep. You are skipping meals, as I mentioned earlier, and you're just willing to do anything to be in this relationship. And it's early, y'all. And so anyway, so I was like just so in love. Oh my gosh. When I tell you, that was like, I thought that I really loved him. But when I got out of it, I was looking back like, man, you know, was I toxic? Was he toxic? Or was we just toxic together? Like, whatever that thing was, it was just not of God. And sometimes we just have to just sit back and take a look at ourselves and at our situations and at our circumstances and say, okay, God, I know that you would not have me in this. And when you feel that way, then your next step, once you acknowledge, okay, first that's the, once you acknowledge, okay, God, I know that this is not you. Then I think the next step would be, okay, so what can I do to get myself out of this situation? And that's not to say to go right away or stop your job right away. I think that at that point, we should come up with what are going to be my next steps to get out of this situation, and then map it out, have a plan. Here's why I say that, because if you jump off the cliff right away, okay, without having some type of plan, what happens is you will look up and find yourself right back in that same situation, right back in that same circumstances. Because at this point, especially in a relationship, now you feel like you have to go back because you don't have anything, you know, depending on how long you've been in the relationship or whatnot, or how long you've been at that job. You know, well, I mean, like, but I get paid every 2 weeks and I really make good money. You know, what about my family, you know, my bills? So you have to have a plan, okay? And then once you have that plan, now it's time to execute. Now, I'm not asking you to do all of this on your own. I think first and foremost that you need to put God so that he can activate the strength that he has already given us, okay? We all have strength. I know sometimes it don't feel that way, but we all have that strength. We just need to get to the point to say, okay, God, that thing that's on the inside of me that you equipped me with, I need you to activate it because I don't know how. I don't know how. And so when we have that plan, so when we first acknowledge and then we have that plan, now it's time to execute. And again, this may take some time. It may take a while. Do whatever it is that you need to do for you. I'm just saying that we have to get to the point to where we are not being responsible for someone else's happiness. Okay, you know, okay, I've been there and I've done that. What can we do not to get to that point again? Okay. So again, I'm willing to sacrifice being and skip a meal. And I'm only saying that I'm willing. Here's why. I'm only saying that I'm willing, y'all, is because we've done that. Okay. Subconsciously, we've already done that. We can sit here and be like, I ain't willing to do that. Until that situation comes and you find yourself, oh my gosh, you know, I haven't eaten all day because I'm working overtime and I've just taken 2 breaks. I skipped lunch trying to work through my lunch. See, we want to make it seem like it's something big when it's really something little, okay? You know, I just need this job. So I'm settling for $15 an hour because it paid a little more than my last job. So you sacrificed. You bent a little. You know that you are capable of making more, but because you need this right then and there, this is what you're taking. You know, sometimes we get like this when we're a baby in Christ. You know, we will sign up for every ministry in church. Let's just be real. We'll sign up for every ministry in church. Family at home, hungry, you hungry, and every time you see something on the bulletin board at church, you signing up because you feel like that all of your good deeds and all of the ministries is going to get you into heaven. Again, we're sacrificing those things, and we're bending, you know what I'm saying, what we think that is necessary to get into the kingdom, which that's a whole nother one. But again, so no matter what that situation is, you know, so you have to tell yourself, even though, I'll change it to that then, even though I've sacrificed, I've bent, and I've skipped a meal, here's what I won't do anymore now that I know that. I won't compromise my integrity anymore, my faith, my belief, nor will I break, okay? I'm not breaking down anymore. Nor will I skip a meal or starve, nor will I starve. Because when we start, that's a whole new one. See, y'all getting to me this morning. When we starve, that faith, it becomes weakened. And all the while that's weakened, then our identity becomes weakened. We no longer know who we are. And now we're just following along the path of the people who we say that we love, or the circumstances, and we totally lose ourselves and don't even know whether we're going or coming. Again, that's a whole new one. But okay. So again, I won't leave you long. I am going to go ahead and get my day started. I pray that you all have a good day today. That God be with you. Take him wherever you go. But I know today is going to be about me and him. So again, whatever that thing is, I just ask that you continue to do it. And it's okay that in the past you have skipped a meal, that you have bent a little, and you may have sacrificed some things. But I'm here to tell you today that you don't have to go back. So again, I'll talk to you soon. I love you.